Okay, hello there. I'm Dennis. Thanks for tuning in. In this video, we're going to talk about Emmabuntüs. Emmabuntüs, if you go to DistroWatch, you'll see it's based on Debian Stable, and it has two desktops, LXQT and XFCE, and its country of origin is France. The category for Emmabuntüs is beginners, desktop, live medium, and old computers. Here's our homepage right here, and you can just go, you could spend 2 days, I'm sure, 8-hour days reading through the documentation for Emmabuntüs and what they're trying to do, what their goal is, what do they want to do, and it's simple. They get donations from businesses, manufacturers, what have you, individuals even, of old machines. And I did read where they don't want anything older than 15 years, which kind of surprises me, but you know, they got to draw a line somewhere. And so anyway, they take these donated computers and they install Emmabuntüs on it. And as you'll find out, Emmabuntüs, the standard or the full installation, gives you a ton of packages. I was looking through there and I just can't hardly imagine much more that I would need once this was installed. And to tell the truth, when I first started in Linux and didn't know the names of the programs and what they did and was trying to figure out what K3B was or mugshot or what have you, I think I would have enjoyed this because it would have allowed me to see a lot of different software that would do different things. And so I think really that this would be for if you know somebody that's interested in Linux and knows a little bit maybe, this would be great for them to figure out what they needed to include in whatever their workload is in a starting spot. And that's not even including what they do as a organization. So if you click on the download, it'll open up here and you got a choice of a direct download or a torrent. And that comes in 32-bit and 64-bit, which is what I got. And I elected the torrent. One thing here that we need to look at, or you can look at, is it actually gives you a step-by-step installation guide to follow through. And I've taken some snapshots of the installer, and you can use two different installers. You can use the Calamaris installer, or you can use the classic Debian installation if that's what you want to do. If that suits your needs better, then it's available. I'm going to go ahead and click on post installation and we'll come back to that. I'm going to bring up my, not my notes, but pictures. First thing you're going to encounter is a screen where you're going to choose your language. It's highlighted to or defaulted to English for me. My second one was try Emmabuntüs without installing, or in fail-safe mode, or in localization support, or with localization support. Install it using the text mode, install it using the graphic mode, or OEM for manufacturers, or that friend I was just talking about that was interested in Linux, but didn't know really a whole lot about all the softwares and what's available. That would be a good one for him or them. So once you do that, you're going to hit this screen. It's going to log in. You'll boot up, and this will be your first screen that you'll see. It says, "Thanks for trying our distribution. We hope it will meet your expectations." And you'll see right here you have an option to continue under XFCE, which is the default loader, or you could go ahead and switch to LXQT. The beauty of this is that it installs both of these. If you have a computer that's really low on resources, LXQT might be the one that you want to try. I would say try both, depending on what your need is. Anyway, so the next screen, once you select that, your next screen is going to be for your keyboard configuration. Now, these are all pre-installation answers you'll be given here. So it defaulted to US keyboard. You have the option to switch, but I didn't. Click Next. Now this is their desktop configuration menu, and during training sessions or public presentations, they recommend that you lock the dock, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. You can change the dock at any time. It's a Cairo dock. This is by default. It's going to only have two selected here: activate the dock and activate a dark theme. You go through here and select the ones you want. I'll show you the ones I selected. I activated the dock. I activated the taskbar and the workspace selector, the clipboard manager, and I activated the dark theme. Okay, here's where the major choice comes in, is to select the dock version that suits your needs. Now you can see it's highlighted to all, and that's what I selected, or it's defaults to all, and that's what I selected. I wanted to see what everything was. This is funny. It says you can choose a simple desktop for newbies and my dear old aunt. But like I said, if he knows anything about Linux at all, this might be the system for him, at least until he knows what suits his workload. Anyway, I'm going to click Next here. And when you do boot in, you'll get the welcome screen here. I'm trying to move it on the picture. And it gives you options for tutorials, handbook, references, software center, tools, settings manager, forum, videos, and contribute. Also tells you the username is Emmabuntüs and the user root password is live. Click Next. Okay. Now, do you wish to install Debian 4? Two installation modes are available: the classic mode for personal install, or OEM mode dedicated to the system integrators. I obviously selected the classic installation. And here's the beginning of the Calamaris installer, and I'm going to go through this pretty quick. First thing here is English. That's your language. Select language by clicking on the drop-down arrow. I selected Chicago as my time zone in America. The keyboard was English US, and I did manual partitioning, and I needed to create a GPT table in this VBox because it does not recognize your hard drive until you do. I'm going in UEFI mode, so I'm going GPT. If you're just going in legacy BIOS mode, you'd select boot record, master boot record. All right. And here's basically showing you the setup that I chose. I had a boot EFI, a swap, and a root and a home partitions. All right. Click Next on the installer. Then you fill out your name and give it a password, and gives you a summary of what it's going to do. And the installation is underway. Now, this is some of the screenshots that you'll see, but mostly you'll see me just playing around until the installer gets through. Let's see here. All done, restart. Now I'm going to minimize this for a second here and go back to their install guide. This is where we're picking up right here. First start. So this will be your grub screen. Now, if you select one of the options, let's see, options for Debian Edition. If you select that, you'll have the option to go into recovery mode or one of these other options here. And then you'll have to log in. Now, I selected to not auto start or auto log in, and for some reason it's doing it anyway. Now, that might be just a VirtualBox thing. I'm not sure. All right, so here we're going to go back. I wanted to use these, but this is all in French, and I didn't want to have to translate it. But I do have it here. Let's see. Right here. That's your grub screen. Log in. And here it's telling you once again, you can use the LXQT or the XFCE desktop. Here you're going to select your preferred menu, Whisker or the generic classic XFCE menu. Boo hiss. Please select the screensaver of your choice. I just left that as default. I did change the login or wallpaper and the login screen. Now here it says enable auto login, and my next picture you'll see I undid that. So it should be asking me for a password, but to date it has not. All right, so I got through with that, and here's that the configuration screen. And again, what I selected. And again, I'm going to get all for the Cairo doc. I'm going to go ahead, and this makes it so easy to get the codecs, the fonts that you need right off the bat, or you may want right off the bat. And that's what I'm talking about. For a new user, he might know what a codec is, but he may not know what codecs he needs. And this would have been excellent. Show this window at next startup. I untick that. And here I'm going to get rid of all the extra languages that come included. And here's our welcome screen. Yep. That's the last of the slides. We're into our desktop now. Let me minimize all this. I got it running. Say I got it running. Had it running. That's got to be it there. We'll go ahead and go into full screen. We do have the VirtualBox guest editions apparently installed. This is the Cairo doc that I selected to use, and I told it to fill it up. As I would say if I was ordering a hamburger, rake it through the garden. And I got the whisker menu, and there's just way too much software to even talk about what all this is. It's just incredible that the software that's installed. I think the download was 3 point something gigs, 3.1, I want to say. So let's see, where is the terminal? Under favorites, private. Yep, right there. Let's see what LSBLK reveals, and disk free and uname. We got our 4 partitions. We got our uname. We got the 5.10 kernel, and January the 18th is when I installed this. So disk free, it took, let's see, that's what I was trying to find out. It took 11 gigs. I haven't installed a single thing, and it took 11 gigs. So the download is 3 point plus gigs. The installation size, if you do like I did, and I selected everything, it's going to fill up 11 gigabytes of hard drive. All right. There's not really much I can say more about Emmabuntüs. They really do serve a great niche. There's a place that people just cannot, in America, most of us cannot understand somebody working all their life and still not being able to afford a laptop, for instance, a cheap one, or places that have no idea what a computer is. As far as they may have heard it, but they don't know nothing about it. This is a great service to introduce people to newer technologies. Now, they're not just talking about regular old people like you and I probably. They go into schools and universities, any place that may have a great need for computers, but have no way of getting and financing computers. In a school alone, you're talking about how many computers to serve just one school in America here. That would take, I don't know, probably hundreds of laptops to serve just one school. So that's what I'm saying. They do a really great thing. This is a great and excellent niche to fill. They are filling that, and they're doing it. And I encourage you to, if you have even $1, $2, donate to them. They are going to reach out. And there's other operating systems, Linux operating systems, that do similar things, but I don't think they do it on a scale like Emmabuntüs does. So that's going to wrap up this video. I could talk for a long time about what Emmabuntüs does. Get out of full screen there. Here's where your journey will start, and I'm telling you, you'll be impressed with the things that they do. Just out of any sentence that you want to pick out, you'll be impressed about what they do. This distribution was designed to facilitate the refurbishment of computers donated to humanitarian associations. I'll get that right. I'm going to start over. This distribution was designed to facilitate the refurbishments of computers donated to humanitarian associations, in particular to the Emmabuntüs communities, hence its name, Emmabuntüs. Anyway, thanks for watching so much, guys. Y'all have a great one. Peace out.